Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast, where we discuss and analyze your favorite marble sports. From JMR Marble League to I'll Go Do tournaments, we'll make sure you never miss the action. All marble sports, all the time, right here on the MSW Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Commander Wof.
And I am the one and only Marbles for Peas.
Do you like how I did that there, Wof, where I kind of really held out those words in the intro? You like that?
Are you having a stroke because you have slurred speech?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not having a stroke because the Savage Speeders have 0 points. Two races in. I can't believe that, but we're gonna save that anger for after the news. But it's the intro, so we kind of keep it nice and happy during the intro. I will say thank you for the one person's email who we're gonna read this week, and thank you to the people who responded to the talking point on the Reddit before it was taken down by JMR, because apparently there's an auto moderation. I think it's auto moderation. It might not be, but apparently you can't post a talking point post in regards to the race that happened on the same day that the race happens, because they want them to use their made discussion post, which really is stupid, because I want my own little discussion post with a very specific question, because it really is helpful for the show and a segment for the show. But doesn't matter. We do have some answers actually before it's taken down, so we have a few to read today. But yeah, that was a little annoying, but you know what? We'll maybe I'll be posting them Monday, so only have a day to rack up answers in the future weeks. But with that being said, a lot to talk about today. But let's take a second here in the intro and see how people are doing in their lives. Wof, anything interesting happened for you in the last week?
Well, for me, the biggest thing was the ending of Unus Annus. That was a...
Can you explain that? 'Cause
really,
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
So, Unus Annus is, or I guess at this point was, a series of videos with the point of showing okay, the best way to describe it is it was a video project by Crank Gameplays and Markiplier to basically they created a channel, and they uploaded one video every single day for an entire year, and then they deleted the channel on November 13th. The entire purpose of the channel was to basically show how people take for granted the time they have, because you could die at any time, and so the point of it was basically to show you should make the most of every second you have, because you never know when it'll be your last. And then they by deleting it all, it's kind of meant to represent the death of a person, because once they're gone. You can't get those times back. So all the videos are gone, everything and all that. And I joined the train a little late, but I managed to binge it all with 2 hours to spare, and then I got to watch the channel go away. It was a very emotional experience. I was very content at the end. I wasn't sad. I was glad for the time I had it with it, and I was had a different perspective when I first started. I was what's the point of it? This is stupid. It makes no sense. And all this people just archive stuff, and I'm now I get it. I understand completely what they were going for, and
may we please have
why it all had to be the way.
May we please have a moment of silence for Onus, whatever it is.
Unus Annus.
Unus Annus. May we please have a moment of silence?
Sure. Let's have a moment of silence. All right, that was a quick enough moment for me. Okay, so no, but in all honesty, I agree. I think that it's a very meaningful thing that they're doing. I personally agree with that. Okay, you're down here in life, and I'm okay. I'm not gonna get too deep in this. I'm personally religious. Not everybody is, but I believe we're down here. We have a purpose, and we should not waste our lives while we're here. Okay, and so I like that imagery, because it's you should spend every day, whether it's to the fullest or to some degree, you should spend every day trying to do something meaningful, whether it's even if it's a small thing, even a small thing, like just being kind to one human being, or if it's a big thing, like changing the world and curing cancer. That would be crazy. You want to spend your days and your life trying to do something meaningful and trying to live out that purpose. So I actually didn't know about this channel till right now, but I do appreciate the imagery used there. And yeah, eventually things will die. Things will die. Every good thing comes to an end. Every good thing dies. But if the thing was spent, to the fullest, spent to the seizing the day, then that thing that died will be remembered in a positive way. As Wof said, he said he was content when it died, not angry, and that's the kind of legacy you want to leave, So definitely, I'm all about that. I'm not going to get into any more of my thoughts on that because we have a lot of yelling about marbles to do, but I do appreciate that. One more reminder, guys, don't forget, email into the show because we like to read your emails. We do. We like to read your emails. You can email about anything, marbles, non-marbles, questions, answers, whatever. Email in mswpodcast@gmail.com. That's right. That's mswpodcast@gmail.com. Email in. We would be happy to read your email out on the show, and we will. So with that being said...
Also, another thing is,
go ahead,
join the Discord server. Join the Discord server because I think I might have a way to get quote-unquote live guests onto the show. I'll have to talk to you about that later, but definitely join the Discord server. You can hear us talk live, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is an awesome thing. Join the Discord, email us, all that awesome stuff. Subscribe to the YouTube if you have not already.
Definitely.
Just a lot of good stuff. And this weekend should be when the next West Coast Marble Cross videos come out for anyone who followed that.
Nice.
Okay. It's pretty well done. It's something fun we're doing for the channel. It's no JMR, but it's nice. It's fun. So definitely check that out when I post that for this weekend. But yeah, this intro's gone a little long. That's enough announcements. Remember to seize the day, seize the day out there, whatever you're doing, even in this time where we're kind of stuck on the inside of our houses and stuff like that. Just, try to make the best of everything and try to, have a sense of purpose, every day. So that's all I got for y'all. Let's go to the news with Johnny Marble, see what he's got to say, and then we'll see you on the other side for some deep marble analysis.
Hello, Marble sports fans. Don't turn that dial, don't change the station. You're still listening to Marble Sports News Network. I am your host, Smooth Johnny Marble, here to bring you all the Marble news you need to stay up to date. So without further ado, let's get right into it, baby. Race 2 of Marbula 1 marked the return of the O Raceway Grand Prix, with a few minor adjustments to its name. Mimo followed Momo's example from their last race and jumped up 12 places to reach second after the first lap, and would then move up first after the second. They then held a very dominant lead, but it did not go unchallenged. Red Eye spent most of their time in the middle of the pack, and eventually fought their way up to the top, and really gave Mimo a run for their money. It was close, but in the end Mimo took first, followed by Red Eye in second, and Tumlet in third. On the other end of the spectrum now, Baby rapidly finished last, and with Speedy's unfortunate injury in the last race, the defending champions have no points to their name. It's sad to see, but the Savage Speeders have made major comebacks before, so don't count them out just yet. Well, everyone, I have been your Smooth Johnny Marble to give you the Marble news. You, as always, have been the best listeners in the world. Let's kick it on back now, baby, and continue on with the podcast.
All right, welcome back from the news, everybody. Thank you, Johnny Marble, for another exciting news segment. A lot going on, a lot to be excited about. For if you watched this weekend's Marbula 1 Race 2 at the O Raceway, the line was what?
Hashtag O Rangers.
And just before we begin talking about Marbula 1, I do want to remind you of something very important. There is a commentator out in the world of marble sports. His name is Rick O'Shea. And I do want to just remind you the meaning of that joke. Because I know I've talked about it before, but it's very confusing to a lot of people. His name is Rick O'Shea. And then if you say it fast, you get ricochet, and marbles ricochet off of things. As you saw in the the Marbula 1 race, a lot of marbles were ricocheting off for a lot of the track and each other. So that's the joke. And so I just like to re-up that every couple of episodes, just so you guys understand that it's ricochet. Do you guys get it? I get it. It's ricochet. How could you not?
Does anyone find this bit funny? I don't. I've never heard back from anybody on that.
You know what? I figured out something. Can I quickly say something?
I would hope so. It's a podcast. You better be saying something.
There are three certainties on this podcast. 1 is Marble Guy. 2 is MarbleCon 2025. And 3
that's true.
Is Ricochet.
Yeah, MarbleCon 2025 is a certainty. I live every day as if MarbleCon 2025 is happening. So, anyway, enough of that. Enough of the messing around. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to get into talking about the results of the race by starting out talking about our fantasy situation. So, Wof, I'm going to have you start us off. You talk about how you did this week in fantasy, and I'll talk about how I did this week in fantasy. Go ahead. You can mention the private league with Bill Frosby, but I would mostly stay towards the JMR one because that's the more like important one that like more people will be part of.
I gotcha. So I did really good, but not as good as last week. I got 95 instead of 108 like my first race, and that's mostly because Momo got first place, which since they're my 3 times multiplier, they got me a lot of points. Unfortunately, because the Raspberry Racers didn't qualify, neither did the Minty Maniacs, got no points from them on that second race, and then Speeders got last, so, got nothing from them. But because Cat's Eye got second that race, I'm still managed to get a lot of points. I actually went down in the total. I'm now 7th, so went down 2 places, but I'm still very much in the running for the top place.
No, yeah,
nice,
absolutely, and. Yeah, you kind of are suffering in the sense that of course, you have Momo who's doing great. You have Crazy Cat's Eyes who are doing great. But, I mean, yeah, Savage Speeders not coming out well this year. Minty Maniacs, I don't know why you picked them, but you did. I mean, Raspberry Racers are usually a little better. I mean, a lot of disappointments this year across teams that you would expect to at least be a little bit better. So, definitely kind of like an up and down season for you. I bet, like, you did not think that the Momo and Crazy Cat's Eyes would be the 2 teams that are carrying you this year, but lo and behold, right? I mean...
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how it's worked out. But yeah, that's a good pull of points. When you're getting around 100 in both races, that is nothing to complain about. And where are you overall in the standings?
I'm 7th currently.
Okay. So that's not too bad. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. But yeah, anyway, so for my fantasy, I'll throw that out there real quick. I got a bad 38 points this week. I am down to 35th overall. Snowballs didn't do much for me this week, and I'm going to talk about them in a second. Savage Speeders, oh my god, guys. What is going on? Savage Speeder, how did you only get 0 points? I'm looking at a 0 right here on my screen.
They need to break their goose egg.
It is unbelievable to me that they were this bad. I mean, rapidly did not even look like he was trying.
Did they even make a roster switch?
They did. They did not put Speedy in the second race. I think they should have actually, because I thought Speedy
did they make a roster change from last year to this year?
Oh, you mean switching? No, they did not.
I don't think so.
They kept the same 2, and those 2 brought him to the first Marbula 1 victory ever.
So, do you remember one of my points that I brought up about the microchips in the marbles?
No, yes. I don't. We had a big discussion on this a long time ago. By the way, just to explain, microchips not meaning like little computer chips. I'm meaning like me and Faye both had brought this up.
Chips in the glass.
Like the glass, like think of like a nice smooth glass surface, and then like it getting worn away over time. You're gonna get very small pockmarks in the glass over time. So when you think about teams, veteran teams in the Marble League actually are a little bit more worn down, are going to have a little bit less, a smooth sheen around them than rookie teams, in all honesty. If we could if we assume that the marbles weren't really used much before this, the Marble League, and there's a lot of impact in the Marble League and Marbula 1. So we
Marbula
think
1 actually is a surprisingly high contact sport.
Oh, very much so, very much so. So we think tiny microchips just kind of wear away at the marbles over time, kind of like water running over a rock, and it can affect actually how the marbles are shaped and how they're weighted in very tiny ways and how they roll. So go ahead, MFA.
Well, so you know what? So the way I'm saying this is the way this is shaping up. It kind of backs up my point. So basically, if you look at it, two very good veteran teams that got first and third are way down at the bottom. So
but
what
it
do
wasn't
you think?
that long ago.
No, I know
that they took first.
Like I would understand.
Yeah, not only first in
2020.
Yeah, they won Marble League 2020. Or yes, the Savage Speeders did win Marble League 2020. They also won Marbula 1. But if you think about it, they've been in for 5 years. They've been in for 6 competitions. That's including Marbula 1. So this is their 7th competition. They're old marbles.
But how would they? It doesn't make sense that they would suddenly go from first to just bottom of the pack.
Agreed.
Pretty much.
Agreed.
I do agree, but it does kind of lend a little bit of credit, credibility or something like
credence.
That. Yes, credence. Yes,
is a good word.
Yes, credence. It does lend a bit of credence to the fact that maybe the older marbles are getting hurt.
Listen, here's what
they
I'll
definitely
say.
are, but I don't think it's like that. It's like the little damage that they got from Marble League would be enough to make this big of a difference.
Here's what I'll say.
Do you remember what they were doing? They were doing Newton's Cradle, which was getting smacked by a steel ball bearing.
Yeah, that was pretty contact, but they weren't bad after Newton's Cradle. Savage Speeders were best in Marble League. Savage Speeders were best in Marble League in the last 5 events. That's when they really came out. That's when they took first place over. So here's
maybe
what
they're just
I want to
cutting
say about
back.
this. Yes, I do believe that marbles that started in 2016 are differently shaped, pockmarked, different, slightly different weight,
Marks.
barely, but slightly, pockmarked meaning like little chips in them. Definitely a little bit different from 2016 than they are right now. Definitely. They get worn away by all the tough impact, events that they do. But do I think that the microchips that we speak of are having an effect to turn the Savage Speeders from a first-place winning team, Marbula 1 Season 1 being what they started this year as, then getting first place in Marble League 2020. They got 2 first place overall this year. Now they come into Marbula 1 Season 2, and they can't even get a point.
Well, let's just say the O'Rangers...
I mean, come on! You can't put it all on that. You can't say that it's they're worn down a little bit. Yeah, yes, it's happening, but it's not happening to the degree that we take a try first place team and bring them down to 0 points in 2 races. I mean,
although Momo is
I would
just
like
as
to say
old
one
as the
thing
Savage
real quick,
Speeders, and they're doing their best they've ever done,
which is very interesting too.
That's
yeah. But I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I have to say, I really do think, when I talk about the Savage Speeders, I really do think it's a matter of a lack of momentum and a lack of feeling that they need to have any momentum. Because I think the Savage Speeders, think about it. They won the first Marble League ever. First repeat champion. First Marbula 1 victor. I mean, what else do they need to do? What else do they really need to do, right? I mean, they've already
proved everything.
Completed the cycle in necessary victories, so they've proved everything they need to prove. So I could see them being not really feeling like they have to come out super strong this year, not really feeling like they have to be first this year. Now, I mean, I'm sure they're not happy about where they are at right now. And actually, Speedy probably would not be finishing last place if it wasn't for that failure on the conveyor belt. They probably would have picked up actually a good top 5 in the first race.
Yes,
at least the top 10.
I think they were running 2nd or 3rd.
They were doing very well. Correctly. They were about 4th or 5th when they struggled.
Definitely
on the conveyor
top
belt.
5. Definitely top 5.
Yeah, and they would have probably finished up there. But I think that it's a little bit of the attitude coming into Marbula 1 Season 2, number 1. Then it's that just burst of very unlucky circumstances in the first race there, taking the wind out of Speedy's sails. And then you bring Rapidly in. You have both of those negative things.
Wait.
You're coming into race 2 with 0 points. There's a lot of very unexpected teams doing very well. Momo is good. Crazy Cat's Eyes are good. Bumblebees, Limers, they were actually not doing that bad. I mean, you having a lot of teams doing a lot better than you expect. Savage Speeders just kind of got swallowed up and, were not very clutch. They were not a very seemingly motivated team in race 2.
Could I say something real quick?
Yes.
Can you tell me the 3 bottom teams in the standings of Marbula 1?
I can tell you the 3 currently. It's Rangers, Savage Speeders, Mini Maniacs. This is a very interesting spread.
And where did they finish in Marble League 2020?
That is a very interesting point.
First,
That was
second,
your
and third.
podium.
So you see,
That's very interesting.
You see,
how about
they
that?
wasted all their energy on Marble League, so that they don't really have as much energy in Marbula 1.
Possible,
And also-
because Marbula 1 really did turn around kind of quickly. They didn't have many
It did.
times off. They didn't have much.
They only had
Wof, what do you think about
6.
that? Do you realize that, Wof? The bottom 3 right now, Marbula 1, are the podium from Marble League 2020. I mean that's got to mean something.
I suppose it could, but
And then there's
I
also
don't know.
Team Galactic.
Yeah, but I mean, Team Galactic, you can't really pin down. They're always around the middle, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, here's where the other side is. And let me finish my fantasy first. Okay, we got Hazers. They didn't even qualify. Another interesting thing, since the Hazers were second overall in the first season, so I don't know what's going on. Crazy Cat's Eyes did okay. Well, they did well, and Green Ducks did well. They're like second and third place, so they were the points haul for me in the O Raceway, but I didn't have any multipliers on them. So like I said, I'm ending up in top 35. But the Crazy Cat's Eyes were good in Marble League 2020. They ended in about 5th or 4th.
It was
and,
4th,
and
I
they
do
came
believe.
out and did really well. And I mean, it's not necessarily because they expended a lot of energy this year in Marble League. If you get 4th in Marble League, you didn't spend any less energy than 3rd or 2nd. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely very curious that the podium of Marble League is the bottom 3 of Marbula 1 Season 2, especially since 2 of those teams are usually frontrunners in Marbula 1.
Mm-hmm. I would just like to say just give a shout out to the guy on the Marbula 1 Fantasy League, which his team name is Max's team, which may disappoint him again. He currently only has 2 points. I'd like to congratulate
Wait,
him.
who are his
on
picks?
Minty Maniacs with pick 1. Savage
man.
Speeders with pick 2.
Oh.
Rangers with pick 3. Hazers with pick 4. And Team Galactic with pick 5. You have absolutely nailed the bullseye on the teams that are bad. That is amazing.
That to me is so interesting because if you read those picks out loud, you don't hear a losing team. You don't hear a losing
No, you
fantasy
don't.
team. And that's crazy because those names are not names that you're going to think, oh, that's going to be a bottom 5 fantasy team. You don't think that. I mean, it's unbelievable what's going on this year. I mean, there's some things that are constant. Limers are down in 14th, no surprise. I mean, not everyone's doing well. But, I mean, look at our top 5 right now. It's Momo, Cat's Eyes, Green Ducks, Bumblebees, Balls of Chaos. I mean,
Who would ever think the Balls of Chaos would be in top 5?
Yeah, that is not something I would ever expect. And so, I mean, obviously the Green Ducks make sense because they're quite a good team. But, I mean, you
Green
have
Ducks are
teams
decent.
up there right now that you don't really see much of. Momo and Bumblebees. Who even pays attention to them besides Wof? Right?
The memes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a curious year. But yeah, I honestly, I wish I could say that I think the Savage Beaters are going to do better, but I actually don't know. I don't know. And there's no facts or details that I've noticed or anything that would make me be inclined to think that they're going to turn it around in the next race. I mean, what do you think, Wof? Anyways, and say what you were going to say before as well.
I don't think it's due to exhaustion because, while it was a short turnaround, it was still a few months after Marble League. There was plenty of time for them to rest, so I don't think it's because they wasted all their energy in Marble League and they just don't have any left. I think what it is like is, for one thing, you could be right. Like, well, for Savage Speeders, while there might be a point like they're not trying as much, like they've already won so much, and heck, maybe they want to let someone else win. But that doesn't explain the other
Mr.
teams.
Wof, I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever heard a competitor say, "I'm going to let another team win"?
Sometimes competitors do that. I'm just throwing out the theory.
No, they'd never do that. I mean, would you
Lightning McQueen gave up the piston. Oh, well, spoilers
That's
for anybody.
a Disney movie. That is a Disney movie. And
Exactly.
no, not
See,
spoilers for anybody. If you haven't seen Cars by now.
Jimmy
Not everybody was
Johnson.
alive when Cars came out.
Dude,
Jimmy
Cars is
Johnson
like
won 4
20
titles
years
in a row.
old.
Did he let another person win?
No, but I'm saying that not all athletes think the same way.
Wait. Did you just say
Did Jeff Gordon
so what,
give
you're
up?
saying you think the Savage Beaters are purposefully letting
I thought that's what you were.
No!
I thought that's what you were implying, Brendan, in your comment on Reddit.
What do you mean by comment on the Reddit?
Like you said that they were like they've won so much that they're just not trying anymore.
No, I'm saying, okay, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I think. I don't think the Savage Beaters would let anybody win. I mean, come on, you can't repeat champion ML and win the first Marbula 1 and be like a team that lets others win. I'm saying that they might be satisfied with their current situation, being like, okay, we're not gonna try to lose, but we're not going out there all stressed out because we've built the legacy we need to build. So that's what I'm saying, and maybe there's some truth to that. And if that is the truth, then I think the Savage Beaters need to reshuffle their lineup. They need to get some newer blood in there that really wants to win.
Because newer glass.
Because the newer glass.
Write
indeed.
that one down.
But I mean, I do think that we gotta wait and see. Honestly, a lot of it is wait and see for me because I mean, think about the Hazers. Hazers are not in the Savage Speeders position. They are not a team that wants to lose. Rangers are not a team that wants to lose. Right now, the Rangers want nothing more than to win. I can tell you that for sure because they're
still
always in
wanna prove themselves.
the shadow of the Savage Speeders, and
Yeah.
they're both teams in the bottom 5 right now. So I mean, actually, your answer here. You could talk about the good teams not performing well, which is what we've been saying, that they've been having unlucky circumstances. They've been having a bad time. They've not been coming out with the most energy. They've, it's just not been there. But maybe on the other side of the coin, consider the fact that it's only the second season of Marbula 1, so we haven't seen much of Marbula 1 yet. And so maybe, just maybe, these other teams that we consider bad because of how they perform in Marble League are actually good when it comes to Marbula 1. So maybe, Momo, Cat's Eyes, Snowballs, which by the way, are I believe will continue to do very well in the coming races. Team Primary, Balls of Chaos, those are teams that are actually always going to be front runners or at least good racers in Marbula 1.
If you remember Prim, it was Prim from last season, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, Prim was I think top 5 in the driver's standings. The only reason Team Primary would absolutely stank was because of Mary, the captain.
Yeah,
she literally scored 0 points.
And it was, and that's that's a reshuffle and lineup that should be made. But yeah, they did that. They took Mary out, they put Rima in, and Rima's been good. Rima picked up 14 points in her first race, so that's not that bad. And I'm trying to find Prim. I don't think Prim was very good, and I don't think she even qualified for first. Did she? Prim only has 2 points. But I mean, there are a lot of teams that we normally overlook, that we normally say, okay, these are not teams that ever do good. That in the context of Marbula 1 might be the teams to look out for. I know the Savage Speeders were good in the first season, but the Savage Speeders are always good. They're usually, obviously not right now, but they're always a good team. They're an overall fast team. They're an overall skilled team. But maybe in the niche world of Marbula 1, you need to start looking at teams like Balls of Chaos. You need to start looking at the teams like Cobalts, which, by the way, weren't that bad. Okay? You need to start looking at teams like Momo and Green Ducks and Cat's Eyes, teams that you usually kind of lose track of during Marble League. I don't know.
Well, the Cat's Eyes were very good last year, though.
Well, yeah. Well, the Cat's Eyes are a veteran team. I mean, they're always going to be good, but they're
Well,
not. They're not. Good
Cat's
the way
Eyes
the
weren't in
Savage Beaters
Marbula
are.
1 last year.
Well, I thought you were referring to the previous Marble League.
Well, they
I
were.
mean-
I was.
Oh, okay. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Although
'Cause
I
it's
have
so
a
much-
question.
Switch back and forth.
All right, ask away.
Should they Okay, I have a quick question. Should they introduce Marbula 1 teams only that don't compete in Marble League, but only in Marbula 1?
This is a great question. This is why we have MFA. By the way, guys, this is why, because I never would have thought of that. Here's what I think about that. I'll tell you what, and I want to hear Wof's opinion on this too. Actually, I think that's something that you really, really, really need to ask the fans about. That is not something that I think that you can just decide to do or decide not to do. I feel like asking the fans is the best way, because that is a very
I'm just asking.
large
Would you want
change.
teams? Would you want teams just?
In my
that?
opinion, that's hard for me. I don't know. I would have to give it some more thought. My inclination is no. And the reason why my inclination is no is because you have a lot of teams already. And you have a lot of fans who dedicate themselves to a lot of teams. And if you have teams that only compete in specific events, not talking about San Marble Rally, but if you're having a team event, San Marble Rally single, so that's a different story. But you're having a team event, Marbula 1, Marble League, or maybe whatever they come up in the future, and you only have certain teams that compete in one of the team events, not the others, then what you're doing is you're spreading out the teams to the point where fans of maybe the Yarble Yellers, which is a dumb name in my opinion, but
Yes.
it's a lore
Yes.
name. If they only competed in Marbula 1, for sake of argument, fans of that team would then not get to see them in Marble League, and then not like feel lost going into Marble League without their favorite team. And same way from Marble League over to Marbula 1. So my inclination is no. But if fans are behind it, if you were to poll all million JMR fans and the majority says yes, then yes, you do it, because you really do want to do what they want, because they are the fans of the teams you're making. So that's what I think about that. Well, if you want to cash in on that one.
I mean, yeah, that's a really great point. Like, because like when there's so many already that like on the one hand, like having M1 specific teams would mean that I get a chance to pick a brand new team to root for, and it would make sense, like, you know, like, because like Olympic athletes don't like also all just race in Formula 1 together. Like, that's just something that does not happen.
Right.
So
right.
it does seem kind of ridiculous that all of the, I guess, Olympic athletes would be like, oh, you know, yeah, let's go race in Marbula 1 together, everybody. Even though this is like,
Yeah.
like, but like at the same time, also like, yeah, like adding more teams to the lore, having to learn more team names, and starting from scratch again, like learning to, I guess, like love these other teams. Like, it would be strange, especially since like they've already set a precedent of, hey, we're using the Marble League teams for these races, and like and it's easier to get into it because like we know them, we know their history, their story, and so we can get attached to them a lot easier. Whereas like if you brought in a bunch of brand new teams, it's all just like it'll pull less numbers because it would not have familiar teams.
Right. I agree with that. I think you're speaking the same language that I am in that respect.
Also,
So-
I have another little question. Another thing. Do you remember your prediction about the second season not having as many viewers? Was that prediction correct?
of Marbula 1?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it?
Okay, I'm looking right now.
I mean, the
Okay.
recent video for O Raceway only's got about 100K, so it already seems to be a little lower. But that is just posted.
Let's see. Season 1. Well, let's look at the finale. Or let's look at race 1 for...
Just look at compare. All we can do right now is objectively compare the two race ones, because all the views for JMR, or the majority of them, will come in the first week. So you could compare the two race 1 videos, and that's as far as we'll go with this for now.
Okay, so right now, for the first race, we have 1.9 million. Well, although we do have to remember it's been out for a year. But
Yeah.
for the first race for last year was 1.9 million. This year, it's 186,000.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about that right now, real quick. We're gonna come back to that. I want you to continue to bring that up, Gamma Wolf or MFA or whatever I'm supposed to call you. Honestly, I don't know. In a future episodes, because as we get further
Brendan,
into Marbula 1, I want to hear about it.
Call me Ishmael.
I will not call you Ishmael, but okay. But here's what I want to say. Yes, 1.9 million views. A lot of that can be attributed to the jump in fame they had, because when you gain like 500k subscribers, all those subscribers will at least check out one video. Marbula 1 Race 1 seemed like the one to go to. So yes, some of that is because of that fame. But I will say this: 186,000 is not what we got in a lot of the other Marbula 1 races after Race 1. And I just think, here's what I think. I think that it just always is on a very slow decline. And I think that's for a lot of channels, but I always just feel like there's always people who just pop in for a video or two, like, oh, this is really cool, but they don't come back. And it's different in marble sports. It's hard to get people to go from watching a couple videos to enjoy how funny it is that there's marbles and commentary, to actually getting them to dive into the world of like really getting behind a team, buying merch, buying JMR mask merch. I can't believe they're selling that, but they are. I mean, that kind of stuff. So it's a different world, and it's kind of like an all or nothing type thing, where you either go that far in, you get behind a team, you buy the merch, you support it, you join the Reddit, blah blah blah, or you don't, and you don't really watch it at all, because it's not like every video is different, in the sense that like Marbula 1 is going to be 12 videos that are all similar in the sense that it's marbles racing, getting points, following a team. It's like sports. I mean, every football game is technically the same. It's just, different teams on a different day.
In different context.
So it's one of those things where you're either in it or you're out of it. It's not like if you go to a gaming channel where like every video might have a completely different premise and content. So you might watch this one and enjoy it and not watch. No, it is all in and all out, and that's a struggle. That's why I always think there's a slight decline, and from year to year. Obviously they're always growing, but they're always declining as well. So that is something that we can talk about in the future. And as we see Marbula 1 this season, we'll get to see how it looks. But yeah. All right, we're going to have to go to the trivia soon, but I do want to cover a couple more things. First thing I want to do, we're going to cover track design for a couple minutes, but I want to ask a question, and all three of us are going to answer it. We're going to say one piece about it, and we're going to be done. I don't want to dwell too long, but the question of the day, the question of the show is, I want predictions for the next, because there's 12 races, so maybe we can't predict out to race 12. But I want predictions for the next 6 races on Momo's performance, on Savage Speeder's performance. Let's start with MFA on that, and we'll go around. Each person will say a piece.
So you want me to say where the Team Momo will finish and where
Well, I mean, no,
Savage
just in the
Speeders?
next 6 races, how do you think they're doing? Is Momo going to maintain it? Is Savage Speeders going to pick it up? Like, what's going to happen with those two teams? Those are the two focus
I
teams,
think
in my opinion, right now.
Momo will continue to be consistent, because I think once you start to get momentum,
Momomentum.
momentum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
They'll
guys.
continue to have at least a little bit of momentum. You know what? That should be a random noise. Just
Alright.
fill in a whole bunch of random noise. But Savage Speeders, or no, Team Momo, I think they'll keep some of their momentum and will stay probably top 2 or 3. Savage Speeders, I think, will score a few points. They might not. I think they'll probably end up finishing top 10. After.
Okay. That's fair.
They'll probably score like.
Be
I'm gonna say
in
they're
top 10 after the next 6 races, because that's what we're predicting.
No. I'm gonna say they're gonna probably score 23 points. Write that one down.
Well, that's very specific, but I mean, that's not that many.
And
by
if
the way,
I
but-
nail it, you can call me a genius.
All right, I will call you a genius if you nail the 23 points.
I will
Wolf,
call you lucky.
Let's see what you have to say, Wolf.
There's no such thing as luck.
Thanks, Obi-Wan. Well, anyways, I feel like, considering based on the fact that Momo and Kasai and Speeders have all been consistent, like, well, my first instinct is to say that they'll just continue to be consistent, but the problem is, like, I don't like as bad as the speeders have been doing, I don't think it's gonna stay that way because this is still the Savage Speeders we're talking about here. I think they may just had a rough start. I think they're gonna really bring it back together coming up here. I would say that they're probably gonna be at least by the mid pack by the end of the 6th race. And Momo and Cat's Eye I think will maybe in the top 5 still.
Also, could I say something real quick? Did anyone notice the Star Wars meme Greg threw in at the beginning of the race?
No, I didn't. What do you mean?
Yes, I did.
Well, he said that sand is coarse and gets everywhere, but it's the home of marbles. Marbles love it.
It's a reference to Anakin. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating. And
gets everywhere.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that. That's funny though.
Yes, he said that. Hidden Easter egg.
Yeah. Okay. He also mentioned the host curse, which bothers me, but that's for another time.
But he didn't say that it was. He said that like people were worried about the host curse.
No, he
again.
was very blatantly in supporting.
I think. Yeah, you're right. I think I do remember
episode,
that.
And that
Although,
was
the
not
Rangers
good.
did kind of lend a little bit of credence to it again.
I don't know.
But again, this is just the second race of 16.
They were already
or 12.
doing bad, and I don't know. I mean, okay. We'll talk about the host curse later on in the Marbula 1 season. But here, my thoughts on Momo and Savage Speeders. Okay, Savage Speeders, there is just no way that they're gonna stay in the bottom. I mean, 6 more races. There's no way Savage Speeders are still gonna be bottom 4. There's just no way. They're not that kind of team. They're not that kind of group. They just will not do it. Will they get up to top 5? I mean, that's a stretch. They've dug themselves a pretty big damn hole. And it's not it's not like Marble League because you're doing the same. It's like the same event over and over. It's not like Marble League where you're doing so different things that every team's gonna basically. No, it's gonna be hard. But I think that the Savage Speeders, will at the very least, be a top 10 team after the next 6 races, or you have that option, top 10 team. Or more like a top 8. I'll even give it a top 8 team. Top 8 team after 6 races, or they'll be a bottom 2 team. They will not half stagnate. They will either completely go right to shit and not be a team that even scores any points in the season, or they will be a top 8 team after the next 6 races. Because they're not a team to kind of be lukewarm. So I see them tanking like crazy. Or I see them
trying to get the first pick
really
in the draft?
working themselves up into the top 10. No, I know, right? No, they're not. But imagine if there was a draft. That would actually be crazy. But no. But yeah, that's what I see for them. Momo. Here's what I see for Momo. I don't see it, man. I don't see a consistent team. They've never been consistent. Momo has had many good moments in the past, but they've never been a consistent team. They've never been a team.
They've had many good moments.
I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that, but but I'm serious though. They have never been a team that has been recognized. And the reason they're never a team that's recognized is not because they're the worst team out there, but because they're not a consistent team. And I do not see them keeping that up.
2016, fourth?
I don't know. All I'm saying is I do not see them keeping that up. Next 6 races, I'm going to project Momo down to 7th place in the next 6 races. And I could be wrong. I was wrong about the Mini Maniacs.
Yeah, you were very
who are
wrong.
now, by the way,
to begin with, too.
Who are now Mini Maniacs. Let's not forget, the Mini Maniacs are down exactly where I predicted them to be in Marble League, and I knew they were going to get there. They are not a good team, and they're showing that right now.
They are a good team.
They aren't a good team.
They are a bad
Marbula
1 team. They're
They're
bad
not a good
Marbula 1 team. They're
no,
good
but they're
Marble
not
League
doing well
team.
right now, and they're not even showing. They're not even showing. I think
they're
the
not
whole
even showing
season
up.
was a fluke because I mean they were good in the last race with the Marble Marathon, and they're not good now. So I don't know what to say about the Mini Maniacs, but I do know what to say about Momo. I do not see Momo holding the top 3 for the next 6 races. I just do not see it. I see the snowballs I see Crazy Cat's Eyes. I see Green Ducks. I see maybe Balls of Chaos. But I do not see Momo in the top 3 by race 8. That will be my prediction on that, guys. Well, before we get to trivia, let's drop in on track design real quick. We'll kind of go around in a little triangle again. Maybe start with MFA. You want to talk a little bit about what you thought about the track design for this year? It was similar to last year's, but, you can talk about it.
Okay, the only 2 differences I noticed, and they were kind of better, although I did kind of like the fact that there was a bit of randomness onto getting onto the elevator, was one, they increased the length of the run into the elevator, and second, they removed the bumps in the sand portion, which was one of the best moves, honestly. The sand bumps were not good. I liked the wide run in. That's what I enjoyed.
So you like the smooth sand that kind of
I
like
think
made
they
it
should,
faster?
I didn't like the attenuators. I kind of would like more Mowgli-ish, if that's a word.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah, more moguls inside it, but yeah, just good idea removing the attenuators, but making it completely flat. Kind of makes it feel like it's like the rest of the track.
Yeah.
One thing that we have not talked about at all since this Marvel 1 started was there's no more pit lane.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
we
another
haven't
thing I
mentioned that.
noticed.
That's a good thing to talk about right now. What do you guys think about that? I'm happy with
Good.
it.
Good.
I'm happy.
Good.
I'm actually going to talk about that for a second. The reason I'm very happy that the pit lane's gone is that there's just absolutely no freaking need for it. I don't see what it's possibly needed for. It just ruins the race. I know it aesthetically it looks good because of pit lane, Formula 1. But what is it used for anything? I mean, it's stupid. It really
They
is
should
stupid.
just add some isopropyl alcohol in the front and then just have the marbles roll through, and then they get an advantage.
That would evaporate way too fast, though, off the track.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we did
have a discussion about that, about somehow giving the marbles an advantage for heading into the pit lane, something like that would like evaporate or something. But I mean that is something that you can't.
We've talked about it
anyway.
before, so but if you're going, it's either A, get rid of the pit lane, or B, do something like that, and they chose to get rid of the pit lane. So good for them.
I'm fine with that because it would get messy if they tried to actually make the pit lane advantageous and blah 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 blah. I'd be fine with some sort of like pit lane represents a shortcut kind of thing, but JMR is way too professionally to do something whack like a shortcut. That is something that I don't see them ever doing, but I'd be fine with a pit lane type thing that served as an actual cut down in the length of track that you had to cross. But I'm fine with it gone. I think it served no purpose as it was. It just kind of ruined the race, and a lot of times because you'd have like first place marble get stuck in the pit lane. It was just a ridiculous kind of thing to have. I didn't like it at all. So
and I completely agree. So moving on.
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about track design this year, what do you think about it for the Raceway?
I mean, I think that the Raceway, like, there are a few minor differences. I think, like the sharpness of the curves. I think it's been a while since I looked at the last one, but like,
it's pretty much the same. It's a little bit length.
Pretty much the same, except for basically A, they lengthen the straight onto the run into the elevator, and B, remove the sand berms, the attenuators. That's it.
Well, I definitely think it's better than the original. I do think that the removal of the pit lane, and all the others is just an improvement for all of them. I'm not as excited about this one as compared to the big curve from the last race. So
yeah.
I did enjoy the kind of run and making it you have to kind of slow down in order to make it onto the elevator. That was enjoyable. It added a little bit of randomness to an already random event.
I don't know if it added randomness so much as it just slowed them down.
Or skill. What I meant.
I definitely want to be upset about something here. Okay, first of all, Raceway overall is a good track. I love the sand.
It was a good track
section. That is something I always love. I think it's a very creative thing, and it's one of the JMR's best use of track features in Formula 1. I hope we see more blatant track features this year. We did not see that many last year, and that upset me because you have this great channel and studio, and you can't come up with a couple track features for the track. Come on. So I'm glad that the Raceway came back with the sand. Here's something I don't like. Bank turns are a good thing. And not just a good thing, I think they are a necessary thing, and I think every track should have a couple of turns that are banked just because it makes sense. It makes sense every time for a turn more than 90 degrees in a marble racetrack to be a bank turn. Every turn should be banked that's more than 90 degrees. It should be. And the reason that is because bank turns allow, because if you look, actually, if you're on the YouTube right now and watching, if you see, look at every marble that's going through that hairpin. Every marble that passes through the hairpin on the track rams into the side, the back of that hairpin, and just rolls around the outside of it. It's
I disagree.
ridiculous because
it
it's
should
like,
not be.
Let me finish first. Let me finish, and then you can tell me I'm wrong. I think that's bad. I think that's bad. I mean, you can see it again here as they come around. Every marble, no matter where they are, inside line, outside line, no matter what speed they have, they will hit the back of the hairpin, roll around it. And that's just like, it's almost like the negative thing about the elevator. It's making every marble, no matter how they enter the hairpin, still have the same outgoing result. And so I think that for hairpins, anything over 90 degrees should be a bank turn, because bank turns allow marbles with different speeds entering them, different positions entering them, to actually approach and leave and enter the turn in completely different ways. You can have passing on bank turns, you can have speed decrease, increase on bank turns, and honestly, every turn that's bigger than 90 degrees, I know I've just said it 5 times, but I'm going to say it one more time. Every turn that's bigger than 90 degrees in a marble racetrack, especially with the equipment that JMR has, should be banked. And so that upset me that not even one of them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns bigger than 90 degrees in the O Raceway, and not one of them are banked. And so that definitely bothered me, but I don't know if they see it the same way I do.
You know what?
And coming out of the, sorry, I have to say this, coming out of the sand section, there's a hairpin, and it just ruins the sand section, because sand section is where a lot of speed changes. There's a lot of marbles moving in crazy directions. Why that's not a bank turn is beyond my understanding.
Okay, so I actually prefer having. I can kind of agree. I kind of don't agree. I don't think it should be the huge bank turn we saw, the 180 down at Minty Mania.
Well, not necessarily that large, but I mean,
No,
in
but-
its own little way.
I mean, that's what the curbs are there for, the red and white stripes. Now, what I think you're right. They should make it kind of a little banked on the curbs, but not too much. Yeah, so if you kind of enter with a little less speed, you won't bang in and you'll run the curb, which might give you a bit more run out of the turn instead of going in with a head full of steam. So I can get that, but every single turn. Nah.
No, every
Because,
single over 90 degree turn.
But, I mean,
the majority of over 90 degree
But actually-
turns should be banked.
But actually, here's the thing, is positioning does matter. So if you think about it, if you're going into a, let's say, 110 degree turn. Okay, so that is, you're instead of going straight, you're actually, about 110.
Yeah, you're going, yeah, I know what that looks like.
Okay, so let's say if you go to the inside of the turn, and then you dive bomb. Well, and the other marbles to the outside. The marble on the outside will have a better run through, because he can ride the edge and go around. Now, the marble on the inside will have to actually hope that he can contact the marble right as they're coming around the corner, and then that's how they can do it. That's how they can gain advantage, kind of like defending a position. But honestly, I don't think they should do it for every. I kind of see what you're talking at, but I don't think it's actually a great idea.
I mean, I just disagree with you completely, and I understand what you're saying. You're saying yes, there still is a little bit more advantage for an outside line marble, I guess, but I feel like advantage on turns should be not just by placement but by speed, and definitely if you're inside line and moving twice as fast as an outside line marble, you're actually not having an advantage, like you said. So
I have a question.
I have a
question. And when you're heading into a corner, do you have to brake in a regular car?
Yes, usually.
So,
And
that's what they're kind of
that's
recreating.
The problem. No. I disagree. That's the difference between Formula 1 and marbles. Marbles can't brake. Every marble, inside line, outside line, fast, slow, is going to just go to the back of the hairpin and swipe right through it. Yes, they might. Yes, the ones on the outside will get to have a smoother curve along that outside line than just ramming into it and then moving around, but it's still the same result, and that's what I'm seeing. And yes, not all turns have to be banked where it's like a full freaking tunnel curved upwards and really big. No, but even just a slight incline, to have a little bit of bank, just so that it's like it's accommodating marbles of all speeds from
That's
all
kind of what the
positions.
curbs are for. You're talking
No, the curbs
exactly...
are not. The curbs are like flat and like tiny lips. It's not really doing the job. It needs to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more defined. And so I just feel that that's what should be happening, and at least like 2 of the 5 hairpins, because it's ruining. I feel that it's ruining a lot of possible moves from marbles depending on the speed they had previously, and it's kind of taking that away. Now, it's not
What do
like
you think,
a
Mr.
glaring
Wof?
issue, but I think it's an issue that if they've gotten to the technology where they can put bank turns out there, I think it should be out there a lot more often.
What do you think, Mr. Wof?
When those curves for the Minty the Minty Mania or whatever it was called, like that was specifically designed, like, I think, for that track. Those were handmade or computer printed or whatever you want to call it. And so, like, they would for those different size curves, they would have to make brand new ones. They couldn't just reuse the ones from Minty Mania.
Is that so much to ask? Is that really so much?
It depends.
To ask?
Well,
Depends,
when you're trying to produce one every week,
I mean,
if you're trying to produce one every week, it is kind of a lot.
they have ample time to do that. I mean, like they don't. I mean, there's nothing else that they're working on. I mean, they make a great production with obviously many very complex parts out there. I don't think it's going to be the most complex thing ever to put a bank turn out there. I do think it should be there.
All I'm saying is that they do design the tracks, they build them, they set up the stuff, they gotta do the recordings of that, and they're doing some other things. As a patron, I do know a few things that they're doing for the next few races, but like you'll see them, like they are dividing their time up. Like it's not like they have like all the time in the world to make brand new track pieces. Like they do other things.
No, I know, I understand that they're very busy. I'm not going to pretend like they're not super busy all the time. I'm just saying, I think it would really enhance and make more sense if they spent time just making a couple. Because like all these hairpins are about the same, because the same track pieces are used to make all the hairpins. So you only have to make it once to make like your average hairpin bank turn piece. And I think that if they spent a little time doing that, it would really pay off in the end. It would make a lot of sense. That's all I'm saying.
I think it would be more exciting to have more bank turns, like to keep the momentum going. I think
Don't
it would
disagree.
It would make them seem less monotonous.
Yeah, it does. I mean, especially since besides like throwing the sand thing in there, they don't really have any other track features. I mean, I guess they have those little white and red things and maybe an attenuator every once in a while, but they're not going crazy with anything out there. They don't have like oil slicks or like little felt pieces to slow the marbles down. They don't have that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I feel like bank turns are really going to like keep the race moving fast, keep the race exciting, allow for much more passing, much more action along the straights. It just is a small improvement. It's a small improvement that could mean big difference in the outcomes of races and in the excitement of viewing those said races. So I don't know. That's what I think about that. Wow, we really went far on that. So I want to jump to trivia. So
trivia.
Get to trivia because we got to read a couple other things when we get back. So trivia time.
Cue the trivia music. Do 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 do.
Now it's time for the trivia segment. Come on now, let's go.
Go, go, go.
All right, thanks for humming not near the trivia music, but
I don't know the trivia
is it
music.
played by now? I don't even know if it's played by now. Are we playing the trivia?
It's probably been played. Kason. Meow, meow.
All right, Kason, have you played it? All right, anyway, we're in the trivia. I'm going to assume it was somewhere in there. Who wants to start us off? I think Gamma Wolf will start us off with the trivia today.
Okay. So, this is going to be a simple trivia question. I was going to go a little bit more complex on which marble has had the fastest average meters per second for a fastest lap during a race.
Right.
But unfortunately, they didn't write down the times and the length of tracks, so I couldn't do that. So we'll go with something a little bit more simple. Which team has had the most fastest laps in both in Season 1 and Season 2 combined? So which team?
That's a great question.
And how many? And how many?
Ooh, I'm not getting that one right. Wof, you have any ideas? Wof's coming up empty too, I guess.
I do not know. It could be anything. I suppose it could be it's not Savage Speeders. It's not.
I would go snowballs and 3, and that's the best I can do.
Okay.
Snowballs is a good guess because they're really good at racing. I guess snowballs, and I'll say 2.
The answer is Rangers, and they have 3
not a bad
fastest
guess.
laps in over 10 races.
Okay,
Dang.
it's good.
Yeah, they're
That's a
good racers.
I didn't know
Because, and Clementon is the one who has 2 of them. Don't you remember
Okay.
last year Clementon was a really fast marble?
that. I remember kind of the Rangers doing good. I don't
Okay.
100% remember.
See, I'm sorry about the kind of lame trivia question, but yeah.
No, that wasn't lame at all. That was a good
Mine's
one.
gonna be worse. Don't worry.
But I just didn't
Oh
know
boy,
the answer.
is this
Go
gonna be
ahead, Wof.
another ghost marble question?
No, it will
No,
not.
we're
It will
done
not
with
be
that.
anything-
We're off
it's-
the
it's-
Fed
This is gonna be
round.
bad, not good.
All right, go ahead,
Oh.
Wof.
Excuse me while I figure out what it will be.
You
I
haven't
don't
even
have
come
it
up
on
with
you
it.
Want.
I've
I'll
been
go
really
if you
busy
want.
and really tired, and like so.
Fine, I'll go next. I'll go next
Yeah,
if you're
please-
bad.
Yeah,
Oof.
This one is submitted by S-Man from ML Facts. You can check ML Facts out on Instagram. You get facts about the Marble League. All right. Trivia. Which marble is known as the Rainmaker on their Marbula 1 poster?
Ooh. It's gotta be Thunderbolts. It's gotta be Thunderbolts.
Or the Oceanics?
Oh.
Oh,
I'm gonna
or
say.
Jungle Jumpers. Maybe Jungle Jumpers because of the rainforest.
Oh, that's true. Jungle Jumpers possible.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm gonna guess Bolt.
I'll
Actually-
guess skip. I guess because again, like the whole. For some reason, I feel like that might be what it'd be like. The whole.
Oh wait, yes, it's gotta be Jungle Jumpers because he is an absolute Jungle Jumpers fan. Is Hop in it? I'm gonna guess Hop.
It's hop and
Okay.
skip. I believe.
I mean,
the
if you're
team.
saying Jungle Jumpers and Thunderbolts, I'll just throw Oceanics in there. So C from Oceanics. Let's see what we got.
I'm gonna go Hop.
Minty Drizzle.
What?
What? Oh,
Oh,
guess
because
that's
drizzle.
That's
Oh.
stupid.
Dumb.
Oh, okay, fine. That's fine. We'll take it.
Who
not
comes
bad,
up
I
with these
guess.
nicknames anyway?
I don't know. I don't
sure.
know.
Whoever comes
not,
up with them
not
makes
bad, but
really cheesy nicknames.
I mean, not the worst ever, I guess. But it's just not like
Pretty cheesy still.
what I expected. All right, Wof, you
All right.
got one?
I have. Yeah, I think my question's gonna be decent. So, after the first
go
lap
ahead.
of at the Raceway in season 2, there were some really big position changes. So, there was a position change of 12, 11, and 11. Which team got what, and like were they positive or negative?
You're saying
Okay.
12
I
spots,
know-
which 11 and 11?
I know the
That's
Balls
what
of
you mean?
Chaos got 11. I know they got moved up 11. But down
Okay.
12, I think it was Green. No, Green Ducks weren't. I think Momo was another one that started back in the pack. So I'm gonna say Momo and
Maybe.
Balls of Chaos, and then the third, I think no, third was Snowflakes. Yeah, I'm gonna say Snowflakes.
I don't know. I mean, for me, I guess I would go Momo, Balls of Chaos. Definitely, those seem like possible answers.
But who got the 12? Who got
And-
the 11? Who got the 11? And were they positive or negative?
We'll say that the first two were
11 was Balls of
positive,
Chaos.
and then I'll say
11
like 12. For 12, I'll say. Oh, I don't know. Well, 12, I'll say Savage Speeder's negative. How about that? All right, tell me about it.
Okay, so, after the first lap, Mimo went up 12 places.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Mellow Yellow went up 11.
Wow, Mellow Yellow.
It was
and
not
the
Mellow
snowstorm-
Yellow.
Yellup went up 11 places.
You're
After
kidding.
the first lap. I'm not kidding.
ridiculous. I
I'm
didn't
looking at it right
notice
now. And then
Wow.
Snowstorms went down 11 places.
Snowstorm.
I got
oh,
two.
Wow.
I got two.
Should have known that because I was upset about the snowball. But I only remember the snowballs in the middle of the lap working their way up to a second place, then losing it all. I mean, it was ridiculous to watch that. But whatever.
Hey, decent trivia tonight.
Yeah, it was not bad trivia. So let's bring us back with the trivia music. We're gonna read some emails, some responses, and then we're gonna get out of here for the night. So yeah, trivia music play.
That was the trivia segment. Now let's head back to the show. The show. Oh.
Good. It's played. I think it's played. I have no idea. Okay, so we're gonna start with our email from our fan. Remember, you can email us at mswpodcast@gmail.com. Anything you want, we'll read it. And then
as long as it's not really crass.
I guess so. And then I'll read some of the Reddit responses and we'll get out of here. So try to move quickly through these because we got about 10 minutes left at most. So here. Okay, so this is from Alex. Am I supposed to call him that? I forget.
It's fine. But I
boy.
guess he prefer to be called a Comment Fan. It's just that like.
Wait, this is Comment Fan.
Email. So it's just gonna call him out. Okay, this is from Alex. And he says, okay, so he says to Johnny Marble. Starting with to Johnny Marble. Okay. Hello, Johnny Marble. I am Comet Fan, bringing you a nice message from Comet Fan. Oh crap, he's really telling me that I'm doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Comet Fan, not Alex. Who's that? Today I want to talk about your chuckles. I think they make the news better. I have been Comet Fan. You have been the best news guy in the world. Let's take it to Brendan's, Wof, and MFA's questions. Okay. Okay, you can say my name. Oh, I did anyway. Okay, thanks for reading my email. I'm so happy you are engaging with the fans. Heart. You're welcome. I love engaging with the fans. That's the best part about this, because I want to share Marble Sports with you guys. I like it. All right, so things have gotten better in my life, he says. Answering some of your questions. No, you did not say you would ever... No, you did not say if you sing Never Gonna Give You Up, but now specifically I want MFA to sing it, and you can shove it down the bowling alley. Okay, there you have it. Question for Wof. Here we go. No, he wants you to sing it, MFA, so maybe you can end the episode in the future.
He wants me to end on Never Gonna...
Yeah, you got to do that one time for us. I mean, dude, he wants it. It's what the fan wants. You got to do what the fan wants you to do. All right. I'm going to continue with the email. Question for Wof. Why do you like Momo? There are more green teams who actually know what a podium is. Oh! Well, it looks like you weren't watching Formula 1.
I prefer the Jumpers' colors. They're shaded green, but they are significantly worse. Momo actually has a history of doing good, and as we've seen right now, they're doing amazing. So I say my pick is pretty smart.
Okay, fine. Valid. Okay, and then he says maybe Brendan doesn't get Ricochet. I guess he's saying that to you.
Hey, so Brendan, let me explain Ricochet to you. So you see,
Ricochet,
it's like,
get it?
Rick and O'Shea, but then we say it fast. It's Ricochet, like they're like marbles bouncing off of each other.
Is that how annoying I sound when I do it?
Yes. Very much so.
Oh my god. Okay.
But I love it.
Questions for MFA. Will World Marble Tournament rise up from the ashes? Only OGs will remember that reference.
I don't know.
That's a question for you. Okay. And I don't know. There you go. Would it be clever to have your middle name Would it be clever to have your middle name in World Marble Tournament to be Mar? World Mar Tournament? I don't know. Just saying.
No.
Okay,
What he's talking about is, my name's John Ball.
Yeah.
So I say that's
John Marble. Oh
Marbles?
my god.
Marble? Get it? Marble?
Yes.
We got another one.
Someone
Hey.
do something with that.
Hey, Marble.
Okay.
Get it?
Can the Pizza
Marble.
Rollers be a team in World Marble Tournament? I guess that's for you.
Currently, I'm not accepting teams because due to the fact that I'm been very inactive. My focus has kind of shifted over to the podcast. So I've
you're
kind
on
of
it right now.
Well, obviously. So my focus has kind of shifted away from my channel, which is unfortunate, but it's kind of taken a lot of time, and I've kind of stopped enjoying making videos.
All right.
Guys,
yeah.
can you
Okay.
please
So
stop
last question for
talking
you.
so loudly?
What's 12 times 4 3 minus 5b times b equals 3? You don't even have to answer that one.
Can you type it in the chat? Because
I'm
this
not.
is algebra.
No, we're not solving math on the show right now. I need help with homework, please. But he also says this is a joke.
No, re-say it. I want to figure it out.
I'm literally not going to read you this math problem for the show.
Okay, then put it in live chat.
The email literally says it's a joke.
Yeah, but
if
you really want to actually solve this for some reason, we can do it.
First things first. Did I tell you I am a math tutor?
Oh, is that okay? That's the
MFA.
joke,
It says it's literally a joke.
Too late. You told me it's math. It's time
I'm just
to
gonna
solve
take
it.
this and post it and let him work on it while I read the rest of this email. You know what? Guys? He's getting it. He's gonna get it. All right, here's the equation. You figure this out. Have fun. Okay. Okay, questions for Brendan. That's me. Oh my god, guys, it's me. Can Ricochet or S-Man or the Lucky Titan come back on? Ricochet's never been on. S-Man can come back on maybe. Lucky Titan can come back on maybe. Do you think music or crowd cheering is more important in marble sports? I think music is vital to marble sports as long as it's quiet and in the background, but it needs to be there because it adds like that. It kind of get that background epic noise to what's going on. It's kind of it's enhancing the experience. Crowd cheering is very important because it helps viewers relate better with the video. Because
It also
especially
helps
the
with
way
the silence.
yes, it helps. Okay, especially the way JMR does it because they have special cheers for each of the teams, which is very important. So you hear O's or quacks and stuff, and that's very important. What channels do I watch on YouTube? I watch Eric Van Wilderman for Geometry Dash. I watch Gels Marble Runs. I watch the Racing Marble League because I commentary for it. I watch random other channels that are gaming stuff or like Vsauce stuff. I watch anything. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for. Okay, can you ask S-Man if S-Man's opinions are ever going to be a good thing, as opposed to facts? Oh, you mean like if he's going to do opinions for his Instagram? S-Man, if you're listening, let me know if you're going to do an opinions Instagram ever.
Okay, I figured out the math problem. It's negative 576.
Let me finish this email. Okay, sure. That's fine. There.
It's negative 576 because he wrote it as 1b equals 3. It's negative 576.
Okay, there. If anyone was thinking about it, you can have. There's your answer. Okay, can you buy me tickets to MarbleCon 2025 if I'm in the live chat on September 13th, 2023?
Yeah, no, September 14th, 2023. Be there or be square, and because Brendan, Marble Guy, will be giving away free tickets. Who mentioned the dates?
I guess I said that.
You did.
You just say that.
Okay, but here's what I'll say. Because Alex,
And we
you were the
will
first
hold you
one to email
accountable.
in when I started pushing the email thing, I'd probably just give you like a VIP free ticket because
Ooh.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm not promising this, but I'm assuming that if MarbleCon 2025 was actually going to be a planned out event that was like really going to happen, I would be involved in the planning because I'm involved in marble sports. It was my idea to begin with, and it's just such a big thing to plan. They would just need a ton of people to help anyway. Okay,
I'd be willing to help because I got money, boys.
All right, moving on. Cat's eyes are overrated. Wrong. They got 10th, 11th, and one top 5 year. Also, on the topic of the Cat's eyes, got 10th, 11th, 5, but with the top 3 for a while, and now they host. Oceanics got 10th, 11th, 3, and host, and died. Well, we'll see. Cat's eyes are a better team than the Oceanics by a lot. They're a much more consistent team. They're just overall a team that are a lot more recognizable. I don't see the Cat's eyes struggling with the Oceanics when they host this coming year. Bring back overrated, underrated. Overrated, Fubeca, underrated, MFA. Okay.
Wow.
Maybe I'll bring that back at some point. I don't know. I know I had it as a
you.
segment and then just forgot about it.
The next one is just a repeat of the top. I don't know why it's why it repeated, but like you just skip that. Then go the next question is at the bottom.
All right, last question come on the podcast on my 13th birthday. Just message me on Discord. Maybe we can work something out. We'll see what it is.
Like there's no way to know like what when your 13th birthday will be because like if it's not on the day of a podcast episode, for one thing, that'll be impossible. But then
Yeah,
also
we'll figure it out.
and
But
it depends if we do a guest planned.
That was a great email,
wait.
long email, but
Is
good.
he-
It's good to hear
wait,
from you
is
guys.
he
Please,
13
guys, do this
currently?
more. This is great. I love hearing from y'all.
That's illegal if he's on Discord.
He's not on Discord.
No,
That's
he can
why he's
be on.
asking.
He can be on Discord. Oh yeah, that's true. He can't be until 13. Just email me about it later. Tell me when your birthday is, and we'll figure it out. Okay, so that will be the end of the email segment. We're gonna have to wrap up. It is 1 hour and 3, but I'm gonna do one more thing before we
Just keep pushing it.
end. Just for a second, no, just really quickly. I posted a thing on the Reddit. Talking point, what is wrong with the Savage Beaters? Comment your thoughts. I got a few answers before it was taken down by JMR because you can't post it on the same day as the race or blah, 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 whatever the weird auto-moderation thing is a problem with. So I'm going to read these few answers and we're ending the show. Okay. So, what's wrong with the Savage Beaters? Drew Drinks says, okay, Rapidly got 15th last year, so this may be a fluke for him. Speedy was looking very strong, and I suspect Speedy would have gotten the top 5 if it wasn't for the injury. Yes, that's what we said today. Good point. Chad1826 says, there's nothing wrong with the Speeders at all. Every team always have bad races. He makes a good point. But the Speeders put all their bad performance at the start so that in future races they will not suffer the bad races. And this tactic also will help them avoid choking, as we know the Speeders are good at choking. Okay, I can give you that. I can give you the benefit of the doubt that that every team has bad days, even the Speeders, and just hope that they just happen to be that their bad days were right next to each other and they'll be positive in the future. That's why my prediction is either they're going to already be in top 8 in the next 6 races, or they're just going to have a tank season. It's not going to be anywhere in between. Sang Tanel says, I think the Speeders are saving up for later on the course. They're building momentum to come back ever so strongly like in the Marble League. Maybe. We'll just have to see if this pays off. Maybe. You can call me Aroe. Says, yes, focus on the Speeders. Only the Speeders. Nobody else. Really, though, they're fine. Speedy was robbed of a certain top half finish last race, and this may have been just a fluke. So there's no need to start panicking for them. Us, though, we suck. I guess he's talking about the O Rangers. Origin was horrible in the O race we had last year and this year too. And I've said it before that Coach Rango needs to go for choosing Clementon after their subpar season last year, unless something great happens. Maybe.
Coach Rango does not need to go. He has been hired for his Marble League performance, not his Marbula 1 performance.
That's also a valid point. I think arguing for coaching being fired and hired is for a different time. Anyways, that's going to wrap up the episode. Thank you for everyone who wrote in.
That was an abrupt ending.
Who emailed in. But yeah, we are definitely over time, and I just want to make sure we get the things in, but we don't go way too far. So, again, send us emails. I hope you enjoyed the show. Wof, take us out for the episode. It's been a full one.
All right. So you guys may be wondering, well, since Wof did a song last week, we're going to have another one? And of course we are. It's the season finale. So now, if you've been paying attention, I have been dropping a few little hints in the past few episodes sometimes, for this one. But, hey, I mean, this is it a bit excessive to do 2 back-to-back? Maybe, but, this
Can
is
I
the
sing
only,
along?
No, it's been recorded already.
Recorded, yeah. It's a special ending.
Yeah, but anyways, it may be excessive to have 2 back-to-back, but this is the only life you got, so you gotta live it big time. Alright, roll on, Marvel sports fans. We're no strangers to love, to know the rules, and so do I. The full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Give you up. Give you up. Never gonna give. Never gonna give. Give you up. Never gonna give. Never gonna give. Give you up. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside you both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.